Hi, I'm Carrie Richard. Welcome to the Mind Lab, where we talk about how to leverage how our brain works, the power of our mind to make the impact that all high achievers want to make without sacrificing all the other areas of our life. So today we are going to talk about, we are 6 months into the year. So we're going to talk about a 6 month checkup that uses the power of our brain to set ourselves up for success for the next 6 months to round out the year. So let's dive on in. I'm so glad you're here. We are going to dive right into a 6 month checkup as we are halfway through the year, or whenever you're seeing this, this can be done any time of the year. And this is what we're going to do is I'm going to offer you a process that's going to allow you to take a look at the last 6 months and really set yourself up for success for the next 6 months. We're not only, this just isn't a process, we're going to leverage the reticular activating system of our brain, and we're going to leverage repetition, which is another way to speak to our brain, using all that we've been given to really make the most impact that you can and also have time for all the things you love. So just a minute on the reticular activating system. Say it 3 times fast. The RAS, this is the part of our brain. It sits back here. It's little, about this big, but it's really important. What it does is it filters information and calls attention to our brain to process things. So it's responsible for sensation, attention. It helps us with sleep, even breathing, all of these things. It's a very important piece. And without it, we would essentially be a vegetable. So we have this great cortex that does all these things. It processes things, but this is like the gateway. And so, why I'm talking about this is we can condition ourselves. There's a statement that goes on out there: we get what we focus on. Well, that is pretty true. And actually what happens is when we put the important things into focus, we build a strategic filter to really utilize all this processing power towards the things that are very important to us. So we're in a very distracting world, and we have the ability to really focus on what's most important. Really quick example: have you ever bought a car and then all of a sudden you see that everybody else has bought your car? This is part of the reticular activating system. It's like now you have attention on this blue BMW you just bought, or a yellow Volkswagen, and then you start to see it everywhere because there's so much input coming in all the time, and our brain filters out, decides what's most important. So that's enough of the why. Let's get to the how. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to review. Reflection is so important, and this sets the stage. So what I want you to do is have a piece of paper, not with words on it yet, and a pen. You might need 2 pieces of paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to put a column right down the middle. You're going to put at the top of the left side, accomplished, and on the top of the right side, how you did it. And you're going to get quiet, take 10 minutes, and please do this. Write down all the things you've accomplished in the last 6 months. And not only what you've accomplished, but how you did it. And I'll say a little bit about how you did it. So This doesn't have to just be job specific, career specific. This can be anything. You may have uh, you may have written a book, right? I wrote a book. Well, how did you do that? Meaning, not the mechanics of it, but who were you to do it? How did you stay consistent? How did you stay the course, right? I made a decision. I had consistent writing time. I made it a priority. These are just examples. Take a look at how you accomplish these things. So all the things you accomplished, nothing is too big and nothing is too small. This is a stream of consciousness and how you did it. When you get through with that, you may see a pattern of how you're accomplishing things. What are the important pieces that you need to move things forward? So just make some notes. What are your insights? What do you see about that? Okay. Now, next step is you're going to look at those accomplishments and just pick the top three, the three most important ones, the ones you're really most excited about. They could all be personal. They could be health related, any of them, whatever is important to you. Okay. And then what you're going to do is look at these a little further. What worked about those things? What didn't work about those things? Like what, didn't work out very well in the process, and what you would do differently. This is another really important piece of information towards continual improvement. These questions, what worked, what didn't, what would I do differently? This is a pattern that you can continue to repeat with practice to teach your mind, condition your mind to that growth mindset, the continual improvement. Okay, that's next. Number 3, if you had goals at the beginning of the year, pull them out or pick them up if they're on your desk or wherever they are. Take a look at where you are. Are you on track? Did you forget that you even had one of them? It's all okay. This is not judgment. This is picking it all back up and taking a look. Okay? If you didn't have goals, then my encouragement to you is pick 1, 2, or 3 goals for the rest of the year. Something that you want to accomplish. Okay? It could be drinking more water. It could be, exercising regularly. It could be finishing the book. It could be anything. 1, 2, or 3. If you already have goals, check on them. Are they on course? Are they still relevant? Not all goals go all the way to the end. Life might have changed, any of it. What we're doing is taking what's most important to you, what was most important to you at the beginning of the year, and bringing it back to the forefront, back into your focus. So this is where if you have too many goals, you might drop 1 or 2. If you are far ahead, hey, you might shift what your goal looks like. Okay? So spend some time looking at them, and if you have to reword them or change them or whatever you need to do, what do you want at the end of the year? What do you want this to look like? Where do you want to be? So now that you have that, number 4, how do you want to show up? Meaning consistent as a leader with a good attitude. Ask yourself how you want to do this with more ease. That's something too. You can decide how you want to show up. Write that down. And lastly, keep this close by. Again, we speak to our subconscious through repetition. Our subconscious is about 95% of what we do. So talk to it. So my encouragement is to keep this close. Take 2 minutes. Remind yourself of where you're going, what you're doing, how you want to show up, the things that you learned over the last 6 months, how you would do things differently, how you accomplish things. What, how did you show up to accomplish these things? And remind yourself, oh my gosh, look at all the things I did. Because often we forget how much we do, and this negativity bias tells us we don't do enough. So read this at least once a week, every day. Keep it close. You just did amazing work, and enjoy the fruits of it. So I would love to hear if you want to know more. Put some information in the comments. Please do not forget to like and subscribe so you can see the next vlog that comes up. And if you want to dive deeper into this, you can always sign up. We can have a clarity call, and I can help you with getting clear on what's most important to you, and also how to make the space to really enjoy the entire ride. So until next time.